Opening theaters this week is Christopher Nolan's new movie Oppenheimer, and here's my review. J. Robert Oppenheimer's involvement in the creation of nuclear weapons was certainly something that changed the world in significant and scary ways, with us still feeling the ramifications today. There's a lot that can be done when exploring his life, and for the most part, Nolan keeps things compelling. The film primarily comes across like a history lesson, though, albeit a well-done one. It does feel dry some of the time, and the 3-hour runtime is a bit much, but it manages to explore Oppenheimer and his dilemma in having created this destructive force. As is typical of Nolan, he plays around with the structure as we jump between various points in Oppenheimer's life. Thankfully, we have a clear understanding of when the film is taking place and the context of what is going on. Oppenheimer is an interesting figure, someone with a desire to stop the Nazis, and the film never shies away from his political beliefs. Cillian Murphy plays him going through his various thought processes, and does particularly well in portraying his eventual guilt at what he has done. Nolan has filled the movie with a massive cast, a good number of which have a small amount of screen time. Next to Murphy, Matt Damon stands out the most, as he brings surprising humor to Lieutenant General Leslie Groves. The presentation of Oppenheimer does involve a lot of talking in rooms, which can feel dry at times. There's particularly a lot of emphasis on when Oppenheimer was investigated for supposed communist ties, and that's what ultimately contributes to the bloated runtime. This is most felt during the movie's third hour. The film is at its best when depicting the creation of the bomb, which surprisingly only takes up a small amount. Nolan is mostly interested in the physicists and scientists discussing the ideas, which does show how their different egos collided. When we see the piecing together of this weapon, the tension ramps up well as we await the launch of the Trinity test. Nolan and director of photography Hoyt van Hoytema provide some striking visuals, especially involving the nuclear explosion and when we get peeks into Oppenheimer's mind. Ludwig Göransson's score provides the right sensation during pivotal moments too. Sound is used to excellent effect here, and while a few previous Nolan films have had an issue with sound effects and music getting in the way of important dialogue, that does not occur in Oppenheimer. Really, the film is primarily a build-up to that first explosion. Oppenheimer has the spectacle we have come to expect from Christopher Nolan, and he shows a clear fascination for his subject. J. Robert Oppenheimer was a complex individual, and the film does succeed in digging into him. However, the movie does occasionally fall into the trap of feeling like a history textbook, and it's surprising what Nolan chooses to focus time on. The communist hearings are obviously important, but the film can only spice this up as much as it can. One can feel the movie dragging in various spots, but it comes together thanks to the way it explores Oppenheimer's personality and guilt over what he has helped create.